Okay, welcome everyone. Thank you guys for coming that are here. For those of you that are not here, this is going to be recorded, so hopefully you'll get a chance to look at it outside of class time. The PowerPoints that I'm going over, I have uploaded into your Blackboard shell so that you can print them off. I'm going to move my camera so you can see my face, huh? Our goal is, Katie, I see you over there laughing at me. Our goal is we're going to see how it goes. If within the hour time slot I can do the whole lecture on all 4 sections, I'm going to do that. And then Wednesdays, I'll just be in this classroom for help. That does not mean if you email me or call me on Tuesday, Thursday, or Friday, I will not be available to help. I'll Zoom with you at any time. Okay? You just got to say, hey, will you get on Zoom with me? Now, not at 2 or 3 in the morning, but for the most part. Okay? So we're starting chapter 3 today. And this is 3.1 up here on the slide. And we're going to start graphing quadratic functions that are in standard form. The standard form of an equation that is quadratic is that a equals x minus h squared plus k. But a cannot be 0. So a quadratic function means your highest power is like squared. Okay? When you look at this equation in standard form, okay, step 1, you're going to be able to tell by looking at the equation if the parabola opens up or down. Okay? If a, or the number in front, is greater than 0, that parabola is going to open up like that. If a is less than 0, that parabola is going to open down. So it's going to look like that. Okay? Now, if I get ahead of you on this and you need me to slow down so you can take notes, please just ask. Okay, the vertex of the parabola is h, which is the number inside the parentheses, but even though it's a minus h, it comes out as a positive h. So h is always the opposite. If that's a minus h, it's positive. If that's a plus h, you want the negative. Okay, and then k is just the number k there. So that's your vertex. Okay. Once you find the vertex, you want to find any x-intercepts. To find the x-intercept, you set the equation equal to 0. We're actually going to do this in a minute. Okay. To find the y-intercepts, you put 0 in for x. So for example 1 down here, by looking at that graph, why is my pen not writing now? Because it shut off. Does that graph open up or down? Here's my A. So does that graph open up or down? Speak it or give me a thumbs up or thumbs down sign if you know. What is A? A is what number there? -2, right? So since that is less than 0, I know this graph is going to open down because the number in front of the parentheses is a negative. You with me? Okay. Step 2. What is the vertex? It's the opposite of this number. So a +3, and we keep that number without change the sign. So your vertex there is going to be 3, 8. You with me so far? Okay. So for 3, I take the equation, and I set it equal to 0. That's how we're going to find the x-intercepts. So to solve this, what do you want to move first? I'm going to move the 8 first. So now I have the -2 times your parentheses squared equals -8. Is everybody with me? Divide by that -2. To get that equal to 4. I should have put this on its own slide. How do I get rid of the squared? Does anybody remember how you can get rid of the squared? What do you do to both sides?
Square it.
Square root it. Very good, Skylar. So now we know x minus 3 equals, but when you square root both sides, remember you got to put plus or minus. So you have x minus 3 equals 2, which gives you 5. And x minus 3 equals -2, which gives you 1. Are you with me there?
Wait, maybe I just got lost, but how'd you get 5 and 1, like the both x's?
Okay, so I have x minus 3 equals +2. So what do I do to both sides to get x by itself?
Squared it.
No, I already did the square root. I add 3 and add 3.
Oh, okay, I see what you did there.
You okay now?
Yeah, never mind.
Okay. No, you're fine. I'll delete that out later. Okay, so now the last thing is put a 0 in for x. So this is step 4 to find the y-intercept. And you just calculate that. Okay, so now plotting the vertex, 3, 8. My x-intercepts were 1 and 5, and my y-intercept is 14. Did I do that right? Oh, nope. What did I miss here? We didn't square that -3, did we? I missed squaring that, didn't I? And the reason I knew that is if I put y up here as 14, that's not going to fall on the parabola, is it? And from that, you see I can sketch my parabola. Let me stop there. Questions on what I did? Okay, so we're going to do the same thing here. Are you ready? Step 1. Does that graph open up or does it open down?
Opens up.
It opens up because it's a positive. Okay. What's my second step?
Vertex.
Look back up there. What does it say? What is the vertex?
It's the, isn't it the 3
What else?
and the 1?
Okay, but remember the one in the parentheses, it's the opposite. So it's negative 3, 1.
Okay.
Be careful with that. Third step is finding your x-intercepts, right?
Yep.
So set the equation equal to 0. Now I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides. What number can you square to get negative 1? What can you square to equal a negative 1? Nothing. I see Rebecca shaking her head. A number squared is always positive, right? If what you have squared is equal to a negative number, it means there is no x-intercepts. Okay? Let's find a y-intercept. By putting 0 in for x. So I get 10. So if I go over here to graph it, negative 3, 1. Now, if you look at that, you don't have another point to draw your whole graph, do you? But remember, a parabola is a mirror image. So if I go over 3 to the right and I have this point, I can go 3 to the left and make a mirror point. And there's your graph. Questions? Okay. Now, sometimes the formula is not in that form. Sometimes it's in quadratic form, ax squared plus bx plus c. If that's the case, this is the formula you're going to use. Don't let that formula confuse you. Okay? Let's look at an example of how we use that formula. Where am I at? And we'll talk about this graphing. We've already talked about it. So here we go. Okay, so these steps are the same. Step 1, is this graph going to open up or down? Well, in this form, a is the number in front of x squared. In front of x squared is a negative. So since it's less than 0, it's going to be down because it's a negative. Step 2, what's my vertex? Okay, for the x value, you do negative b over 2a. So this is a, b, and c. So negative b over 2 times a. and you simplify that. Let me stop there. Questions on what I did? I think I need to make the background white because I think that throws this off. Okay, to find the y value, and this is the f of negative b over 2a part, okay? This is y. In place of x, you plug the value you just found in for x. So my vertex is the point negative 1, 2. So step 2, what's my second step? Negative, too far. Negative x squared minus 2x plus 4. What's my second step? Find the x-intercepts, right? So to find the x-intercepts, you set it equal to 0. Oh, this is step 3, because I did 1 and 2 here. We're on step 3. Okay. So I don't like a negative x squared, so I'm going to divide everything by a negative 1. Are there factors of 1 that are going to subtract to give me 2? No. So in this case, because it won't simplify factor, you have to use the quadratic formula. Remember, it's negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, let me stop there. Questions? Simplify the square root of 8, just like we've done before. Divide. Okay. And the last step, find your y-intercept by putting a 0 in for x. So now I'm ready to graph it. Y-axis is 1. The vertex, negative 1, 2. Oh, don't do this to me, Ken. Great. And then your x-intercepts are the negative 1 plus or minus the square root of 2. You can go to your calculator and get a decimal approximation, Or you can say, remember, I got a point here, one to the right. I'm going to have a point here, one to the left, and I can kind of sketch my graph. Oh. Okay. When the parabola opens up, okay, the vertex here is a minimum. When the parabola opens down, that vertex is a maximum. So you know without graphing if you're going to have a minimum or maximum, okay? So looking at this problem, is this parabola going to open up or down? Well, it's a negative in front of the x squared, so that tells me it opens
Down.
down. So does that mean I have a minimum or a maximum? Down means maximum. Are you with me? Okay. How do you find the minimum or maximum? Okay. You find the vertex. So to find the vertex, you do negative of b over 2 times a. There's my x value. To find the y value, you remember, you plug that value in. So 3 plus 6 is 9. So my vertex is 1, negative 4.
Wait, where did you get that? That x equals.
Using the formula from back here that x is negative b over 2a. Remember what we did back here?
Mm-hmm.
Right there? That's what I just did.
Okay.
I did negative b, which makes is negative 6, over 2, and then a is negative 3. So how do I know the domain and range? Well, when a parabola opens up and down, your domain is always going to be negative infinity to infinity. Okay? Your range is going to vary. We have a maximum, we don't have a minimum. So a minimum is negative infinity. A maximum is the y value of a vertex. If you have a minimum, then your range is going to be your minimum value to positive infinity. Questions? Okay, one more. When you think of a football player, and don't laugh at my pictures. Kicking a football, he kicks it in the shape of a parabola, right? So what is the maximum height? Well, what did we say the maximum was? It's the vertex, right? So looking at this, how do I find my vertex? Negative b over 2 times a. Negative 1.5 Oh, no, hang on. My calculator screwed up. I thought that was kind of I. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, that's my x value. Giving the x, how do you find y? You plug it back in. The x value is how far out it was before it reached the maximum, but the actual maximum is your y value. So what's the maximum height? And then it says, how far from the point of impact does this occur? It occurs 59 feet. Okay, questions? Okay. Let's see if I can. Okay, so in 3.2, you start talking about how do you know what the far right and left side of the graph is going to do. So here's the table, and you could have this table on the test, okay? You look at the leading coefficient, is it positive or negative? And the leading coefficient's exponent, is it odd or even? And that tells you if the graph goes up or down, left or right, okay? So let me show you what I'm talking about. So this is the table we're going to refer to. Okay, what's my highest power? 3, right? What's the coefficient of that? Right? So look at the table. Positive. Hello. My pen wants to keep quitting on me. Positive and odd. So if you go back to the table, positive and odd, what does that say it's going to do? Down, left, up, right. Up. Questions? So let's look at the next one. This looks a little different, doesn't it? My coefficient is still the -4. But to get my exponent, because this is factored, I have to add the 3, the 2, and the 1. So my exponent is even. So negative, even. Go back to your table. Why is it not switching it up here? What's going on, people? And it just kicked me out of the screen mirroring. Why? Jesus, mini. I don't know why it kicked me out. That's something I'm gonna have to ask somebody about. Because that won't work. Hang on a second, guys. Sorry about that. I don't know why it kicked my screen off. So we had negative and even, which is down, down. Okay? Questions on that? Okay. So when you're finding the zeros, you're setting it equal to 0. What values make this 0 that we plug in? There's a couple of ways you can do this. Do you remember when we was find graphing and we would find the x-intercepts by plugging it into the calculator? Do you guys remember that? Yes? No? Not really? Okay. So if you have your calculator, get your calculator. You're going to hit y equals on the top right and plug in your equation. So x to the third plus 3x squared minus x minus 3. Have we got that? Then hit second graph to go to the XY table. You want to look with the values where y is 0. So in my calculator, I can see at x equals 1, y is 0. Do we see anything else? Oh, there's negative 3. And there's a negative 1. Do you guys see those answers on the calculator? Because this is an x cubed, if I find 3 x's, I'm done. Did we get it? Nobody's speaking, so I'm going to assume we did. Okay, so sometimes a number can be a solution twice. Okay, when you look at the graph and where it crosses the x-axis, if it touches the x-axis and then turns, okay, so that means it's going to go like this. Okay, then it has odd multiplicity, or it has even. When it crosses the x-axis, then it's odd. Now what that tells us is, look at this one. Okay, a half, since there's no variable with it, we don't care about the half because there's no variable with it. So if x plus 1 equals 0, what does x equal? You with me? And then if 2x minus 3 equals 0, what does x equal there? This is already factored, so these are your zeros that you're finding. Okay, now it wants us to tell the multiplicity of each. Multiplicity means if it's factored, how many x plus 1s are up there? And you have to look at the exponents. So there's just one x plus 1, but if I look at the exponent of 2x minus 3, it's squared, so there's 2 of them. So the multiplicity for the 2x minus 3 is 2. Odd multiplicity crosses. Even multiplicity will touch and turn. Questions? Now, what this is all leading up to is how do you graph a function by hand? Now, you could do it in the calculator, but you might not see the far left and right. So, here's our steps. So, step 1. End behavior. Okay. My coefficient is 4, which is even. That's not the coefficient. My bad. Exponent. The coefficient is 1, which is positive. What does that mean for your graph? Positive, even. Go back to your table. Positive, even, up and up. Okay? Step 2, go back to your list if you need to. Set it equal to 0 and find the x-intercepts. And how did we find the x-intercepts? We plugged it in the calculator, right? X to the 4th minus 2x squared plus 1 in your calculator. And if I go to my table, I get 1 and negative 1. Now, how do I know my multiplicity of those? Look at the graph. Okay, so my graph looks like this. At 1 and negative 1, it does that. Since it touches and turns, means it means it's even, okay? So when I go to the next step, find the y-intercept. So f of 0 is 0 to the 4th minus 2 times 0 squared plus 1, which is 1. How do we know if there's symmetry? I don't know if you guys remember, but we did talk about this in the last chapter. Remember, you replace it with negative x. Since nothing changes, it's an even function. and with y symmetry. So then you just sketch your graph based on what you know. I know it crosses here and here. So my far right is up, my far left is up. And I know the y-intercept is 1. And then I know it doesn't go below. Questions? Okay, we're going to stop there. So, each of you make a decision. Do you want me to get online again with you tomorrow or Wednesday to do the next 2 sections, or do you want me to just do them and post the video in case you need them? Okay, I've got Katie's answer.
I think you should post a video.
Okay. Okay. If somebody wants to be in on the lecture, you just got to let me know. If you don't, then I'll post the videos and you can use them as you need them. But this week's homework is 3, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right? Yeah, I know, Katie, that's bad. 4 sections. You can handle it. Next week is 3 sections and a test. Okay? That test is in my math lab. There was a review test. Okay? That's just like the test, and it counts as 10 points extra credit if you do it. It does not count against you if you don't do it. Okay? And I believe I have all of chapter 3 open, so if you want to look ahead, you can. Any questions?
Is the homework due date still the same?
No, if you look, the schedule has changed, and instead of making homework due each day, all the homework for the week is due on Sunday night.
I think there's like 6 sections in the chapter 3. Shut up, Katie. In chapter 3, so like, are we just not doing the last 2 sections?
That's next week's homework. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 this week, 5, 6, 7, and the test next week. Okay? And all the homework is due on Saturday. I'm available any normal hours on my text, on my email. You can call me. You can ask me to Zoom with you. However I can help you get through this, all you got to do is ask. Okay? Thanks, guys. Have a good week. Stay safe out there.
You too.
Always.